Well, Craig, first of all, Friday night must have felt like a bit of a whirlwind now that some time has passed and things have settled. What are your reflections on the game?
No, good, really positive. Yeah, very happy and just excited about more work, more volume of work, being with the players more training sessions. Gives it, like, we had a lot to look back on as well and be able to show the players, which was nice to actually have our own clips from a game. So that's been exciting, and now we get the opportunity of being able to gain more clips again tomorrow night.
Yeah, how much of a difference does that make, actually having that footage?
A big difference, because you try and build like your own DNA, your own library, and the players then sort of, you gain a library where you can show the players, but also they sort of build it in their heads as well. So when we go into different shapes with in possession or out of possession, they're able to start understanding and building up for themselves. Now, if you perform well, really helps, because that helps a buy-in. You know, the players then, you sort of convince on it, they become all in. But I've got to be honest, from training as well, from the first moment of training, they've been all in anyway. So that's been, it's just allowed us to really speed up the process of work.
The change was really obvious on Friday, and you know, as we've spoken about, different style of play, you wanting them to play in a certain ways. We've spoken a lot about all the information that they've had. How proud were you? Because they seem to implement it perfectly, especially in that first half.
Yeah, because you don't know, as much as you believe you've put the work in, that you feel you're in a good place, because it definitely did. You still don't know how it's going to go. It's a game of football at times. But what I liked the most was how we were without the ball. Now, it's so important. It's the most important. How structured we are, but the gaps between forward, defence, make sure we're working together constantly. And I believe that allows you then to be able to have the game and maybe dominate in the way you would like to. It doesn't always work, of course, but the intensity of how we were able to play. Now, obviously, second half, you know, with 10 men and a change of the tempo sort of shifted a little bit, one or two injuries ourselves. They used the time very well, which they're very much entitled to. So they were able to slow momentum down where we needed to keep the speed. But sometimes in a game that can get away from you. But with more games, hopefully we'll be able to prevent that.
You said after the game, that's the worst we're going to be.
Look, I feel...
and everyone's loved that line.
Yeah, but I feel like football people really understand what I mean by that. Not by performance. Trust me, we're going to have worse performances. I feel like I have to really correct that. But I mean, to what we know, what the players know. And tactically, by work of us, just due to the short space of time, they know a lot more. Like, actually going into the Montenegro game, they're gain again. So they have Turkey to fall back on, but also a little bit more knowledge because they've had one or two more days with us. So it was meant in not a performance way, but actually where we are in, I was going to say process, which I don't like saying the word process, but where we are developing to be the team we would like to be.
Montenegro tomorrow night, Craig. How much of a different test is this going to be compared to Turkey at home? Yeah,
a different challenge. You know, you get it a lot in club football as well, but international, obviously, it's very, very different. They are completely different to how Turkey play, but it's you're travelling. What are we now? Sunday, so Friday from a game. So the short space of time. You really have to be quick. So I'm like, that's quite nice as well, because like even this morning, the Turkey game's parked, it's done, it's gone. Now we've been focusing on Montenegro, their strengths, their weaknesses, how we feel we can prepare ourselves best for this game, and that's a good challenge, and looking forward to that one. In terms of the squad, we know Chris Mepham is available for tomorrow night. Charlie Crew is linked up
with the under-21s. Any other updates we need to know
No,
about?
no, all good. Everyone's all good. So yeah, we're just we're still in second day recovery, so we're still in that umbrella of at the moment everyone's good. Everyone trained well this morning, as it was light, but we'll find out more, especially after travelling as well. And then tomorrow we'll pick the team we feel is best prepared for this game.
Kiy Mo, just quickly, obviously he had that really nasty injury. He's all good?
Yeah, he's good. He did feel it as well. It was completely accidental. It was just a nasty whack he took to his head. But he was in good form this morning. We've obviously had to check up on him every few hours because it was a lot for him as well. But over this last period, the longer the day goes, the better he keeps feeling. So that's been a positive.
Goals, Craig. We haven't scored many of them recently. When you look at Friday, 15 shots, just the one on target. But when you look at the group of attackers that you have, what do you need to do to unlock them, if you like, to turn those chances into goals?
Just keep having chances. If you can create chances like you did the other day, they go in. It's going to happen. I feel like you're trying to drag me into games that I wasn't involved in. You know, from one game, what I seen, goals come. But it's, you know, in any real high-level football, is creating them. That's always the most difficult. Now, I love the old, you need a clinical striker, you need this, you need that. Like, I've never, ever believed in that. I feel goals come from everywhere. But players have to be in the right areas. Now, when we look at it, do we have players in the right areas? Yes. Do we convert them? No. But as long as we keep getting in the right areas, it will happen. It's not a problem.
Just quickly, Montenegro lost their opening game versus Iceland. What did you make of them in that game?
I've watched quite a lot of them, obviously leading into them. You know, of course, I watched the Iceland game. It was, you know, they started well. It wasn't an easy 2-0 game or 2-0 game for Iceland. They scored from 2 set plays. They're a difficult team to play against. They can be a little bit chaotic at times as well. And if they drag you into that game, they can make it a very an uncomfortable evening. So we have to keep to our structure. I feel that's really important for this game. Not get carried away, because like I said, if they get you involved in a game, because I'm sure they're going to look to press. If they do, then we've got to be calm, but also be able to impose ourselves on the game. But it's a difficult fixture. It's not going to, honestly, it's even the more I've seen of them, and I know they haven't had a great run of late, but they've got enough good players to cause you problems. So it's how we conduct ourselves, I feel, will give us the best opportunity of winning this game.
Finally, it feels like the nature of the group, a bit of a sprint group, 6 groups in a relatively short amount of time. You mentioned not a lot of turnaround time between the games. From Friday, any tweaks that you'd like to see your players make going into tomorrow night? I'll make, yeah, we're every opposition we do something different for. If they don't play exactly the same as the other, we have to be flexible. Like I said, and that's always with the ball and without the ball. And yeah, that you'll see tomorrow night. Craig, diolch yn fawr.
Diolch.